Alright, so we're gonna now look at the next replay. This is gonna be second game between Blackheart and Lucian. Blackheart won the first one. So once again, Loki. We already know that Zoc is going to be in the final. So if Blackheart wins this one, we're going to see Blackheart versus Zoc. Those two do have maybe not a rivalry, but they have played on a number of occasions in the final or on the ladder, and it's always extremely even between those two. You can imagine. We'll see. Maybe we can see more about the character of Blackheart. Lucian versus Zoc also. Remember, there was a classic game on Crag Dunes between Lucian and Zoc. Was it in the Imba Cup, one of the Imba Cups? I believe it was a semi-final where they just went head to head, and I believe Lucian, barely beat Zoc. And then, of course, Lucian is the Imba Cup champion. I believe the second Imba Cup was Armageddon. First one was Lucian, and then the Immortals. Somebody named Brainwashed and Brain Fart were able to win the Immortals, but Lucian and we see Solar War in the final. Some of those major tourneys, Lucian going for second air. Seraphim on Seraphim. I don't really know what happened in the last patch, but I think before that I always thought the Seraphim was the best faction. Cybern's also quite good. EF, yes, with a new 300 damage bomber, EF is a little better. But they just suck on the Tech 2 stage. Unless you make a whole bunch of shields. Oh, it looks like third air from Lucian. I want to see this builder from Lucian. This is interesting. That right there is 3 P-gens. Is making his factory out of wood. An unusual builder. This is something that takes balls to do, because if I had to try to do this, I probably would power stall. Pachirico, thank you. Pachirico always does a great job as an observer. Yeah, appreciate that. Second air from Blackheart, a little more standard. See a total of 7 P-gens. Only, here comes the second engineer is going to help out on the Hydra. Yeah, this seems to be kind of the standard on Loki now. We get that Hydra quick. You see Lucian protecting this engineer during the reclaiming. You also don't want to miss out on those 3 max ejectors. Eventually there'll be a point defense planned. And maybe for the final, I would love to get into Mumble, maybe get the other 2 semifinalists in there, so we can do like a 3-person cast. I don't guarantee that all the sound will work out, but we can definitely give it a shot. Looks like Blackheart moving down, because Pachirico is casted. I think he does Twitch. Lucian's got an excellent YouTube channel, some very knowledgeable advice on how to play this game. And opening up first interceptor against first 2 land for Blackheart. That's interesting. This engineer is in danger this engineer needs to die. Oh, nice dodge. Was unable to do so. Successful mission for Lucy. So 2 successes so far for Lucian, getting Blackheart not to make a bomber just by being Lucian, and the second, deny an expanding engineer. And also this push, the shortest path between 2 points is a straight line. Lucian with a massive assault on this position. This could be a loss, 3 mass extractor loss for Blackheart. Bomber now for Blackheart, also bomber from the third air for Lucian. And this bomber could be good. Remember in the previous game, Zoc had these 2 engineers which are really good. These 2 engines now sit next to each other. They're all friendly, and they're gonna die together. Gonna go to heaven together, if there is a heaven. Any tech to mask checkers yet from Blackheart? Nope, he's not Zoc. Oh man. That's like the Iraqi Air Force in the Gulf War right there. 2 engineers on the PGens. 2 engineers on the PGens, exactly the same. Significant advantage en masse, and that's really this mission. These this aggression from Lucian was very good, very nice, and that's really the tech to land, fast tech to land. That's really the advantage of going first to land. He had superior land numbers, chose a very good target, successfully took care of it, as we're now going to see 2 ACUs meet each other. And Lucy beginning to run away, although here, success for Blackheart. Blackheart, no. There was it's, yeah, that engineer dying. He would have probably died anyway. I mean, Lucian just has superior land numbers everywhere. And now engineers sucking down the trees. Wow, so Blackheart... Lucian playing this perfectly. I think this is... for people wanting to play Loki, watch this replay. This is the number right there, 1979379. Whole bunch of 9s. Yeah. He had superior land. His air was, I guess, didn't screw up. I guess that was a mistake. If Blackheart would have gone more aggressive bombers early on, this could have been bad for Lucian, but he didn't. And now, after superior land, he's got Ilshivas on the field. And these things, single Ilshiva can take on a group of Tech 1. And, of course, transport. Lucian's customary transport is going to put a couple Ilshivas on there. Although now there's almost no targets left because, yeah, these tanks made it all the way here. This is one of the original groups that went here, killed these mask checkers, went around. 4 kills, 9 kills. This MVP. As Blackheart will now push Lucian back. And let's see. Oh, probably don't want to drop it onto Blackheart unless Blackheart has no power and he's got no power storage, so you can go ahead and assault him with Tech 2. It's over 100 damage per second from the Ilshiva. It's more damage than the ACU gun. I hope I'm not lying. I'm pretty sure that's true. More Ilshivas on the way. And where is anything? I mean, I haven't seen anything from Blackheart so far. He's got Tech 2 land. He is getting a bit of an assault up on top. He's got no engineering there. As Blackheart is now actually losing quite a bit of health. This Ilshiva being very abusive. Yeah, this is the winner right here. This is the original chicken before some people decide calling the chicken that we know as chicken. These are the original chicken bots. Is going to kill Blackheart. So this semifinal is going to go to Game 3 on Canis River. Yeah, just like Pecherica said, this is very high quality. So we're seeing Lucian and Zoc on Loki. Just absolute quality. Excellent gameplay. This is what we want to see from this tourney. Alright, so let's see if there are some Game 3s out there. Game 3. Yeah, I want spoiler free. Do a double cast with Guile. We've done a double cast with Guile that was at 3 AM for me because he can't do anything at night or on weekends. A weekday at 3 AM. It's not like it's impossible, but talking becomes difficult. Oh yeah, this is one thing I wanted to show from this last. You can see the program from Patagatohan. You can see how the APM changed as a function of time for these two players. In the end, it was a foregone conclusion. See peaking around 100 here, a little bit of reclaiming. the heat map, see where all the action happened, see where the battle happened, and see if the slider works. Yeah, you can see this is how the game progressed. This is all the different orders that were given. Alright, so wow. The replay is corrupted. Oh, that sucks. So this game 3 will decide who goes in the final, Blackheart or Lucian. And I gotta say, between those two, it's very hard to choose. But Canis River, a classic. Cybern and Yef, holy what the... That's not the two factions I expected to see. Land from Blackheart, land from Lucian. Let's see, if Voodoo was playing here, you would probably never see a Hydro built, but many players like to rush the Hydra. It's also a primary target of scouts. Blackheart wants no rating. First to land, 5 P-gens, 6 mass extractors, so very mass heavy at the base. There's also all these chunks of mass which are a little further away, and for people designing maps who want to make good maps, this is kind of how you want to make it, where you make juicy chunks of mass which are not game breaking but which force a player to expand, forcing them into choices. And you see a lot of manual reclaim from Blackheart, but no air yet, and no raiding yet, although tank, very early tank. He's gonna play defense. And Hunter from Lucian. Hunter takes half the time to make as a tank. 2 scouts, 2 engineers so far, so you see superior numbers of engineers for Lucian. That could translate into an advantage. One quick way to win on this map is to go like second air or even first air and rush up with the ACU and have bombers together with ACU assault the base. It's a bit of a cheesy play, I guess, but yeah, and here comes the Hunter. Effective is going to deny that engineer. On the other side, you got the tank. Delete all mechs hotkeys and oh, I almost thought that Lucian was going to get the Mantis. You can see the P-gens being used as a barricade for that engineer, but it didn't work. Hey, Zox here too. Yeah, so they're probably beginning to start playing the final. One thing about doing the dual cast, though, it'd have to be all at the same time, which makes me not want to do it because it's all big. Oh wow, 2 kills in that Mantis, a hero. Yeah, I think there's now an advantage for Lucian. The ACU for Blackheart, though, is being pretty aggressive. The ACU for Lucian, a very strange direction, as the point defense is nearly complete now for Lucian on the side. But Lucian's Manta have done such good raids. Blackheart now kind of all alone. Oh, and here come gestures. Yeah, there we are seeing air all out land and only 2 land factories. This is reminiscent of oh, that's already 3 gestures. So we can see exactly what Lushan's doing. He is going to go for a snipe. And that's the problem with not making an air factory somewhere early on. You don't know what's happening. You see, Blackheart has never scouted. His ACU is on the edge of the radar coverage. He will see Lushan's ACU, and he might feel like he could probably get a kill if he went with all his land units. So here come the jesters. Yep. Nasty surprise. So nasty. And this is where you switch everything to flak. And then you pray, you cross your fingers. There is 250 damage per second. Blackheart is out. I gotta say that was not a lot of aggression from Blackheart. Uncharacteristic, I think, but very well played by Lushan. So Lushan versus Zoc. I guess that's not a surprise. We're really looking forward to this final. So the question is, have they played any games yet? Also, people should give me feedback if I should change something. I can go to 1080p and make this higher, make it higher quality. I'm trying to keep it minimum quality so most people can't watch. And also whether or not the mic sound versus game sound is appropriate. Google Hangouts. I'm not sure about Google Hangouts. I don't like malware. Yeah, I don't think I should do a observer. I don't want to say things live as things are happening. I want to give it a bit of a delay. Yeah, to see where these two players are on the ladder. Zoc versus Lushan. The 1v1 rankings. I'm not top 50 anymore in global. It's crazy. Zoc versus Lushan. And Lushan was on top for a while before he went to China. So next week, so in 2 weeks, we're gonna have a tourney just like this one. Maybe we'll expand it to 16 players. It's once again we'll have you have to be over 1800 on the global. Maybe if people don't like that, we can change it. So it's basically all the top 50 players. Maybe a little wider. Hopefully Voodoo, Crazed can play. Galactic Fear. He can play too if he wants. Love to see Mozart, Amorally, Congreve, Vortex, Adjutant. Mr. Smith played in this one. Silver Eye, all these guys. Did that say Black Sabbath? No, Black Death. But next week we'll have an under 1800 tourney, so for some of the average players who don't really want to face Lushan in a tourney, we'll set up a forum post so people can sign up. We might either do, we're not really sure exactly what the total number is going to be. What are they talking about? So In this best of 5, the maps are going to be Twin Rivers. Oh yeah, Twin Rivers, Theta Passage, Forbidden Pass, Craftiest Maximus, and Cobalt Valley. And then tiebreakers, Crag Dunes and Blasted Rock. Lobby crashed, so it'd be interesting at this point for people to place bets, Zoc versus Lucian. It'd be nice to have maybe some software to do that. But I really, if we're to go through all the maps on Rivers, it's a really, yeah, Lucian versus Zoc. I'm really looking forward to the Theta Passage because they have played that so many times. So that game should be pretty exciting. The micro should be very interesting. Forbidden Pass should also be pretty good. Craftiest Maximus might see some Navy. Cobalt Valley, one of my favorites. But it shouldn't take too long. The first one might be a bit long. So here's Lucian versus Zoc. We got all those observers. We can post their observer comments, but do hope they don't lag the game. It looks like they started. We'll have to give them a couple minutes to get a bit ahead. One thing I'd like to ask people if they have ideas for tourneys, if they want to set them up. I'd love to get involved in that. We can do some money prizes, things like that. What we're really looking for is organization. So if you're willing to set up tourneys, if you get 16 players, play most of the games under whatever format, should be able to put something like $50 for the winner, just to give an incentive. I'd like to make that as a way to promote this game. Also, if people have ideas about how to make FAF more stable. It's been stable for like a year, and suddenly over the last few weeks we've had some issues. Not really sure why. So yeah, Voodoo's on. Let's see if it starts. So basically here it goes. I need to be louder. Yeah, thanks for telling me. If I need to be louder, then I can definitely do that. Where is all this stuff? Actually, let me not mess with that too much. Alright, I'll just talk louder. Oh, this is what happens to me in games. I get all clustered. Alright, so hopefully there isn't too much of a delay here, so we don't stare at a black screen for too long. This is the game 1 of the final. People can post a link into the chat to get more people to see this. And with all these games, I'm not really sure what the recording quality is going to be, given that I had to cut it down to 2 megabits per second. I will probably put it all together in a video. I'll put it on YouTube. If the quality's too bad, we might just dual cast it with maybe Alex or somebody else. Napalm. Love to do cast with Napalm. Yeah, this is kind of what happens if you try to watch a live game too quick. There's a built-in delay of like 5 minutes. But it should start shortly. The mystery of the black screen. Yeah, rivers. Yeah, I can imagine the entire map starting with 4 mass extractors. There is just like we saw in Loki, where Lushan went first to land and had that major land advantage. It is possible to do that on rivers as well. Go third air, but I think it's a little more dangerous. Blackheart really screwed up by not making that bomber. A little more distance there, but on rivers it's right there. Also getting that hydro is pretty critical, or it's not critical, but you can get it and get a pretty good eco. There is a lot of reclaim, a lot more than on Loki. That really turns into a big land spam fest. Depending on what the factions are, we might see a quick switch to Tech 2. Yeah, there are also so many mass extractors there, so it escalates very rapidly. So imagine within first 15 minutes we'll probably see, maybe first 20 minutes we'll probably see Tech 3 on the field. And also one thing I'd love to see from these players is some naval. Yeah, so this is annoying. And I can't get out of this. So apologies about these technical difficulties that are built in. Alright, here it comes. The moment we've been waiting for is here. Lushan versus Zok. UEF on UEF. I guess they have a sense of humor, but actually UEF is pretty powerful here. And it is going to make things very interesting. We will, unless something crazy happens, which it might, we will see Percy's on Percy's. Actually Zok on this map, I'm just remembering how he played it. He did some crazy things with Tech 2 artillery. Tech 2 artillery on this map is quite potent. Fatties, broadswords, UEF cruisers in this water. That's gonna be awesome. And these islands, it's not just that there's all these rocks for mass extractors. These become perfect staging grounds for drops. Also a cruise missile launcher right here will reach everything here. You can almost reach that mass extractor. You can do it with splash, but you can hit everything here. Same thing on the other side. You can get onto these by just walking, but usually people drop. So getting air is critical. And let's check out Lucy first to land, just like he did on Loki. And let's see, yeah, they're gonna go for the mass. They're gonna go in the same area. We do see a mech marine from Zok. So this is not the usual 5 engineer play defense thing from Zok or from Lushan. 2 engineers tank and an engineer hunter scout. Yeah, Zok is doing all the engineering with his ACU going second air. But we are seeing quite a bit of aggression. One thing that we gotta say is that Lushan did choose a more powerful unit. So in a direct conflict here. Oh, okay, so Zok is going on the other side of this mountain. He was expecting, yeah, we're seeing mind games here. He was expecting Lushan to go here, but Lushan is going here instead. And he's actually going to protect with the tank. Yeah, you can see layers upon layers. Third air from Lushan. He's really got to take care of his power in this type of situation. And now this hunter will also be a bit of a nuisance. There are scouts here. 2 engineers very vulnerable. As yeah, this engineer decided to make a pigeon instead. We're going to see a bit of micro. I just heard mech marine That's another mech marine. You can see circles. You can draw. Oh, that last shell almost killed. Lucian trying to get as much mass as he can up on the top side. Zoc ready to do damage. On the bottom, we did have a victory, but this engineer stayed alive. It didn't waste its time. Made a P-gen. Very good efficiency. Oh, and an engineer is dead. So even though we did see all those mind games, gotta say Lucian did come out, or sorry, Zoc did come out on top here at the end. He's gonna get quite a bit of reclaim here as well. The numbers at this point, Lucian did get more than he can handle. Zoc meanwhile is gonna get his mass now. In terms of power, Zoc is also quite a bit ahead, and you can see a big land spam is planned. Like to make the land factories not on the trees, it makes it faster. I'm not sure if Zoc wants to do that. And Zoc is gonna actually go sideways, and that's something that's I've seen Voodoo do. Not many people do. Instead of moving up with the ACU, use the ACU to secure this expansion. And one thing that we did not see from Lucian was any mech marines. The mech marines on this map are very potent in the back here and back over here. And first 3 to 4th air. I don't think I've seen 4th air on this map like ever from a good player. And which is translating into a lot of land units. This tank could be a nuisance. 12 health left. This bomber is gonna have to pay for itself. And oh yeah, that bomber was halfway built, switched to an Inti. It'd be great to see this bomber bomb that Inti. And Zoc is in a very good position to do some damage, although elsewhere you can see superior number of tanks. Oh, and yeah, Lucian making a mistake there. Okay, so this bomb will be critical. If Zoc can get that kill, and he will, that denies everything in the back. So in terms of expansion, Zoc is so much ahead. Yeah, those 4 mass extractors, access to the hydro, and Zoc was able to deny. So far, things not going too well for Lucian. But a map like this, where there's still a lot of reclaim, not getting that expansion too quick, you can still recover. Zoc building up his factories, is now way ahead on power. Has 1 bomber and looking for any kind of mech marines, and we haven't seen a single mech marine from Lucian. That might have been his weakest part of his game in this game so far. Yeah, and I think Lucian may have forgotten to make power, which really sucks. And a wall for Lucian. See if this NG for Zoc will eventually get that reclaim. But both expansions for Lucians have been denied, and that's the mass deficit that you get yourself into. I think oh man, things really fell apart. If Lucian can do something out of this position, it won't just make me think he's like the greatest player ever. It'll give me overall hope. Whenever I'm like down and getting beaten, I'm gonna remember that Lucian, against the craziest odds, was able to recover against Zoc, but I'm unlikely to experience this. So yeah, Zoc just, I think it's actually not even that Zoc did something, it was Lucian going against the grain, not going 2nd air, trying to get an advantage with tanks, and I think that advantage was really cancelled out by the movement of Zoc's ACU to the expansion and the lack of mech marines. So if you go that heavy land, which Lucian did, and no mech marines, just straight up tanks, and those tanks, that advantage with the tanks didn't really last, and critical kill on that engineer, total air control. Yeah, and now superior numbers for Zoc, and that's just a fact of life. When you have double the mass production, you're gonna have more tanks eventually. Very safe here. I was dreaming about Percys and cruisers, I didn't even get mech marines. That's crazy. So I guess Lucian is maybe in a slightly better position with his ACU. We'll get a nice mass boost. He has cut up in power. Oh, Blackheart saying I wish he was in the final. No, there's still 4 games left. This is the best of 5. I have faith in Lucian. Still have faith in this one. Oh, the transport. And Lucian. Yeah. Seeing some flak. 1200 reclaim. Plenty of mass. A decent eco. Zoc. 1300 reclaim. Also good eco, but superior map control. Zoc is now also expanding. He's going to grab the top, the Sinti. Single Inti probably won't be able to stop a drop. We might even see some upgrading here shortly. I mean, from this position, Zoc can just hold on to the map, grab expansions, upgrade, go to Tech 2, throw down some Tech 2 point defenses. This denial right here is quite epic. Yeah, next game is going to be Theta. There's one thing that could happen if Lucian does some crazy micro with his strikers and wins a battle. Hey, there's some nice rocks right. See a second drop. The Hydra's still not taken. Curious to see if Zoc will use his ACU offensively. So after 9 minutes, Lucian is missing 6 of his mass extractors and his Hydra. And he's going to lose both side islands. 31 to 62 for a second to 52. Superior numbers for Zoc. And his second wave coming in. No streams of units, just groups of units. Zoc abandoning his point defense. He's gonna retreat. He's gonna get, he's gonna get ran over. Unless he tries to pull Colonel Shepard. Haven't seen Colonel Shepard on for a while, but I think if this is pulled off, Colonel Shepard should know about it. Here comes a drop from Zoc. Yeah, this can be the gun. Probably Tech 2 in this situation would have been better for Zoc. I'm not seeing any Tech 2 land. Inties, there isn't too many Inties. Yeah, we got one assembled. Yeah, you always got to throw in. You saw there, Lucian throwing in some text. You got to make sure the players are thinking about something that's not important, so they don't suspect something. Yeah, next game that's also another good. But I think right here, this is when Zoc should have seen that something ain't right. Double ghetto. Is he gonna make a third? No, he's just gonna go to the gunship. The problem is he has no idea where. Oh man, Lucian, what are you doing? You gotta scout. You gotta find your target. Oh, precious seconds. Everything is switched to Tech 1 flak. Oh my god. It's over. I think he could have done it, but not when all these factories are producing flak. If he wanted straight after it, I think he would have actually stole this game from Zoc. So it really went down to a single scout. And you can see even with all that, he got Zog down to about half his health. Ah, damn, that was like an ass beating from Zog. Sorry, that was the worst I've ever seen Lucian get beat. So hopefully he does a little better on Theta. What are they talking about? One tank, one lab. Yeah, that was the thing where he won that initial battle. I play Seraphim, so I don't care. Alright, so on Theta, Zoc versus Lucian on Theta. I'm sure back in GPGnet there was probably some epic replay between Lucian and Zoc, like in 2009, 2008. On Theta. Alright. Old Rock BO. And Zoc isn't power stalling. So is game 2 happening? I guess that's what they're talking about. Let me quickly spam. Yeah, Theta Passage, one of my favorites. When Aeon was kind of overpowered, it was a map of choice for an Aeon player. But given how strong bombers are, Aeon is a suicidal mission. Although we'll see, maybe we'll see Aeon in this one. Once again, we got to look at the black screen of mystery for a little while we catch up. And it'd be nice if somebody can keep spamming the Twitch link in the lobby so people know that this is happening. So Theta, what is that map? You have 24 mass extractors total. They're all very spread out. Quick Hydra. If you play like Blackheart's been playing recently, where you only get the Hydra, no P-gens, you go factory for mass extractors, Hydro. Then you gotta, as you make your next land factories, you gotta not forget to make power generators, because if you do, you're gonna power stall. That's pretty efficient. You can also go 2 P-gens early with the ACU, and then have a very big land factory spam after that. It's not as efficient, but it's safer. You can focus more on other things. And I guess it's starting now. I really have no idea which factions are going to be chosen or what are going to be the build orders, but this is pretty exciting. Lucian here cannot afford... Oh, Aeon on Aeon. I guess that's not surprising. Yeah, we'll see how many P-gens these two players throw down. A single P-gen. Yeah, that's usually what I do, a single P-gen. See if Lucian is going no P-gens yet. Yeah, but if Zoc wins this, he's pretty much in the driver's seat. It would take Lucian 3 wins in a row to win it. Also want to remind, we're looking for the top game so far. And if I had to choose from the ones that have been played in the semifinals and in the final, I think it was Zoc versus Pecherico comeback. But perhaps it'll be surpassed in the next few games. So what we're seeing is a Hydra. Yeah, the ACU is going to be just assisting. 2 land, 2 P-gens, land, P-gen, total of 4 land factories planned. We might see air. The time that the air comes in on this, especially with Aeon, will be quite critical. So both players looking at first 4 land. Oh, Zoc heard me say something in the future and decided to switch to air. I guess it's one of the issues with live games. Or it's over and the connection dropped, so then I'd have to find the replay and play this over again. Alright, so that's yeah, I don't really want to go straight to the lobby and ruin the suspense, although yeah, it looks like it's over. I don't know who won, but gotta catch that replay. Wow. Oh, some people always have corrupted replays. That really annoys me. Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting. Let's see. Does that do anything? Nope. Yeah, these last few days of FAF being a pain in the ass, we usually have like 900 at this time. But Des likes penis. That's cool. Maybe they'll upload to Hue, probably not. Maybe one of the observers can get me the replay. Because usually it's when it gets corrupted is when it's sent. This is like blue balls, the definition. All the suspense, and it's all fucked. Who were all the observers in that game? We gotta go harass them. Because I don't want to go to game 3 without knowing what happened in game 2. Why are people slow and argue? It's like, I have used the replay vault before, and I've seen what a corrupted replay is. No, that's not the case, no. Instead of arguing, just upload the replay. Alright, so let's see who won this one. I'll just go to the next one. This is a bit too annoying. It appears from this that Lushan lost game 2. So Zoc continues his dominance, and I hope that game 3 is a little longer. But with regard to those corrupted replays, there are certain players that they have something with their game where they always corrupt the replay. Alright, game 3 with Lushan against the wall. Zoc in the driving seat, ready to put this one out of its misery. Lushan going, oh man. I'm not sure what happened to Lushan in the first one. I guess he lost some auroras. Oh, I mean the second. But the first one was Lushan messing around with the build orders, doing something very unusual. First air on this one is not necessarily crazy, but it's definitely unusual. See how that works for him though. First land for Zoc. Second air on this map is as standard as it gets, because the shape of this map makes it actually bigger than it really is, except for all the floating things, which can go straight across the water. Also the shape of these mountains, they make this path much longer than it looks. So it's really a map of distances which are longer than they appear. So actually this bomber could be good, because you wouldn't expect too much raiding, especially when you're facing Seraphim. So perhaps this makes sense by Lushan. He will raid much faster, and if he can double triple bomb, wipe out all the engineers, he can make this a fairly quick affair. As you can see, the standard second air. Whole bunch of Selines, 3 Selines for Zoc. Spread them over the map. As Lucy is now, yeah, it's gonna get second land. No surprises here. And who's this? That's a Celine. This bomber is going to be looking for expanding engineer here. This one really sucks to lose. Hydra, it's kind of a problem, and also engineer going down. Here it is, the micro, the beginning of the comeback for Lucian. No room for air, and what is this? Ooh, this is not Lucian. This is a Smurf. Yeah, just like you said. What the heck? This air factory. Zoc isn't really amused by this. Oh my God! Lucian's got to bomb that air. He's got to bomb the air factory. Stop the interceptor from coming out. Does somebody feed Lucian muscle relaxers? Oh man. Alright. So now these tanks are on their way to go do damage. Second bomber comes out. We do see the land factory not producing anything. Second engineer is killed. So this Hydra is denied, which is good. The interceptor, yeah, it will take care of the issue. So actually, Lucian isn't in that bad a position, even though his micro, if he would have done perfect micro there, I think he could have ended the game. But here he's still in a decent position. He's got a second bomber. I think this NT, yeah, the power of the Celine to stop bombers right here. So 2 bombers, 2 kills for Lucian. Not the best ratio. In terms of their economy, they're pretty good. In terms of expanding engineers, I think this engineer might be a slight advantage to Lucian, except that there are 2 tanks coming here, so it would be very hard for him to actually save it. The ACU for Lucian is going to help out on the Hydra, then walk across. So the Celine will spot that. See where Zoc chooses to put this Celine. Just a single tank coming in. Lucian really needs to see that there's 2 tanks coming. On the other side, this is fairly well defended. And also a good looking Celine for Zoc in the top corner. Still no Hydro for Zoc, giving Lucian a significant power advantage, which should help him out. That's what usually happens. The first, well, in this case, second land factory can produce a whole bunch of engineers that you can either put on a power spam or on air assist to really balance your power. Yeah, this engineer needs to run. Perhaps a bomber here can help out. And actually quite a few NTs for Zoc as well. We might see an air fight here shortly, as we're also seeing bombers. For Zoc was sitting on 3 land factories. Yeah, these walls are not tall enough. This is just amusing. Okay, this is alright, that was some of the most hilarious things. If you could actually pull that off. ACU for Lucian, much more advanced. So he's going to grab these 4 mask tractors quicker. An expanding engineer. Will Zoc? Yep, Zoc continues to dominate. This is going to really suck for Lucian. This entire area without any engineering. 2 land factories here. One of them going to Tech 2 for Lucian. But in terms of expansion, Lucian has completely collapsed now. Oh, and is that going to drop? Didn't hit anything. In terms of expansion, only the ACU for Lucian has any kind of advantage over Zoc. Zoc is also not caught up on power. Finished his Hydra, he's going to get some more land factories. And this is going to be total land domination by Zoc. He's also got bombers coming in. Anticipate a pretty big assault from the top. And on the bottom, all kinds of issues. Zoc, though, fairly slow grabbing this expansion. Usually if you can grab that expansion quick, you get a good advantage. Oh, I was just thinking about transports. Here's a transport from Lushan. Yeah, this is also a very big advantage for Zoc. Will he do any upgrades? But now this Tech 2 land. Yeah, let's see if this tank... Oh, excellent. He's gonna pick up the tank. If he would have left an engineer and then picked up a tank and dropped off, it would have been really badass. But wasn't quite there. He's gonna drop off some more stuff. Professionally done mission. Zoc will establish a foothold. Lushan has already got a factory, and he's got point defense in the way. Tech 2 land is finished. We're gonna see the Yenzi, the floating tank from Seraphim, which is rarely seen. We're also seeing air domination by Lushan. Whoa. That's a trip. The big problem, though, total map control. If only Zoc could get engineers in position. Yeah, we're seeing Tech 2 mask extractors. Although now, I'm not sure about the Yancy is the way to go. It's low fire rate. I think Ilsheva or two here could absolutely devastate, and they're quick, and they can turn the tide of battle. Get engineering. But here, this is something to worry about. Zoc is gonna make a land assault. Let's check out the ants. He should be one shot, one kill on a lot of these. I guess it's alright against Tech 1. It's low fire rate, but it gets the job done. Point defense is complete. But Zoc, significant advantage on the mass. Yeah, and this Tech 2 move, I think so far has been a bit quiet. We're seeing a couple of these Yanceys, but they're not making a huge impact. There is no artillery here, so this will be fairly safe. As Lushan is rushing ahead with his ACU. Perhaps more Tech 2 mask ejectors. Yes, the second one's up. No Tech 2 land yet. Nope. Halfway done for Zoc. Meanwhile, Zoc's ACU is gonna make his way across. You can try to cut off Lushan, and this could actually be the end of game 3 if you can trap him. Lushan does have... Oh, he's got a supporting Tech 2 factory. He's got some Tech 2 flak. And maybe a Tech 2 point defense or something like that. Meanwhile, the stream of Tech 2 units are probably going to make their presence felt here shortly. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe people have opinions about the Yancy. I mean, look at this thing. 22 seconds to make one. I guess you can make them quite a bit faster. Yeah, about half the health. So you get more units. See how they do up on top. Yeah, it's only 200 damage per shot, so 2 Ilshevas here could have probably won. 2 Yanceys are not going to do it. As now we are going to see Ilshevas. And where is the ACU? Oh, wait, Lushan is walking across as well. Both players walking across. Thanks for saying that. No power storage for Zoc. However, Zoc does have superior mass and a successful drop. This is a template, an interesting way to build. But you can see these Seleniums from Zoc from the very beginning of the game doing their thing. Point defense goes down, and now the 2 ACU is gonna hang out in the middle. Zoc getting the gun, and actually now Lucian doesn't look that bad, but there is now Tech 2 land with some Ilshivas on the case. I expect a very big counterattack by Zoc through the top. On the bottom, Lucian's finally been able to take care of things, plus some reclaim. Total reclaim numbers so far have been 600 for Lucian, 500 for Zoc. Appears that Zoc has cancelled his upgrade. And now the Yanceys, together with Lucian, there is a point defense which is now going to be completed just in time. Something has to be done here. It looks like a point defense is going to go up. Tech to air maybe? No. Ooh, Navy. Submarines. Oh man. Big waste of Tech 2. Yeah, point defense just finished. But there's plenty of arty here to run everything over. Looks like 2 Ilshivas are going to be transported across. How far are they going to go? Just across. Yeah, like Pachirica said, it's pretty much game over. Yeah, I think Zoc has just one air. Damn, it looks like Zoc, unless he does something stupid here, will give him an option to take his prize money either in US dollars or pizzas. But it looks quite dire for Lucian. I think Zoc over the years has proven to really be the top player. Really, I don't think he's won any of the Imba Cups. He's gotten close. Yes, good looking flak. Lucian might be dreaming about a draw. We're gonna see an overcharge. I think there's so many units here for Zoc, he will be able to block Lucian. Oh, if you go to Control K there at the correct moment, but no, good blocking. And game over. Quite dominant from Zoc. He made Pachirica look like a noob, except for the first 13 minutes. And Lucian just, I don't know, this is not Lucian. I hope he does much better in 2 weeks. This is not the Lucian we expected, especially like Bomber Micro, factory's not making anything. You almost pulled off this crazy thing with the walls. Then Yanceys. Tech 1 Navy with half the build capacity of the entire force on it. Yeah, so hopefully people enjoyed this journey. We'll have more in the future. Also, I think I don't think there's any argument. The top game was Zoc versus Pachirico. If people disagree, Zoc on Eye of the Storm. If people disagree, they can disagree now. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'll probably stream something later.